Where does Amit Shah have his bank account? A bank that's totally different from regular banks. Discover the truth about cooperative banks. Can you imagine that India's Home Minister and Minister of Cooperation, Amit Shah, doesn't hold his account in a big government or private bank like SBI or PNB, but in a cooperative bank? When he revealed this himself in Parliament, the atmosphere stood still for a moment, and then the hall echoed with applause. This wasn't an ordinary statement, it was a powerful endorsement of a banking system that many people often overlook. But the real question is, what's so special about cooperative banks? How are they different from other banks? And most importantly, are they actually beneficial for us? In this video, we'll answer all these questions in a simple and practical way. But before we begin, if you are new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an update from us. So let's dive into today's discussion without any delay. Cooperative Bank, a bank that isn't built just for profit, but to truly understand and serve people's needs. These banks operate like cooperative societies, where the customers are also the owners. Imagine a bank where the person depositing money, the one taking loans, and the one running the bank all belong to the same community. That's the real strength of cooperative banking. When Amit Shah stood in Parliament and said, "I also have an account in a cooperative bank," it wasn't just a personal statement, it was a powerful message. A message to the people of India that we don't need to rely only on large corporate banking systems, but must also empower banks built on partnership and cooperation. The history of cooperative banks in India is very old. These banks were established with the very idea of financially uplifting the weaker sections of society, such as farmers, small traders, laborers, and rural citizens. Their goal isn't just to generate profits, but to promote economic justice. The biggest uniqueness of these banks lies in their ownership and management. In regular banks, ownership typically rests with a corporate entity, a government body, or a private organization. But in cooperative banks, the owners are the customers themselves. Every customer is a member, and every member has voting rights. That means there's no concept of big or small. Everyone is equal. Now, speaking of rules and regulation, cooperative banks are fully governed by the Reserve Bank of India, RBI. Additionally, they are also under the control of the state government's cooperative department. This dual monitoring ensures transparency and accountability. When it comes to loans, the difference becomes even clearer. While commercial banks often prioritize lending to big corporates and industrialists, cooperative banks focus on the needs of common people, farmers, shopkeepers, and economically weaker sections. They offer small loans at affordable interest rates, enabling people to become self-reliant. That's why the interest rates of these banks are also generally lower. You can even call them public-friendly banks. If you've ever visited a rural cooperative bank, you wouldn't find the formal suit and tie style banking. Instead, you'll feel a sense of warmth and belonging. It's a system where the officers don't treat customers as mere clients, but as members of a family. And when it comes to the rural economy, cooperative banks lead the way. A large portion of India's population lives in villages, and cooperative banks are the lifeline of those areas. These banks not only reach remote villages to provide financial services, but also play a major role in uplifting the rural economy. Now you might wonder, if cooperative banks are so good, why aren't they talked about more? The truth is, for a long time, these banks were considered technologically backward. They lacked modern facilities like digital banking, mobile apps, and online transactions. But now, things are changing. Amit Shah made another significant announcement in Parliament. He revealed that cooperative banks are now allowed to open new branches. Earlier, They didn't have this permission. Now, these banks can also provide doorstep banking services, meaning banking right from the comfort of your home. Not just that, earlier cooperative banks couldn't offer one-time settlement options for defaulter customers, but now they have that facility too, just like any other major bank. These changes are not just legal reforms, they mark the beginning of an economic revolution. Shah also stated that the insurance cover for cooperative bank account holders has been increased. Earlier, if a bank collapsed, the customer would receive only up to 1 lakh rupees as insurance protection. Now, that amount has been raised to 5 lakh rupees, making people's money much safer than before. So just think, when you combine technological advancement, legal empowerment, and insurance protection, can cooperative banks still be considered any less than the big commercial banks? Amit Shah didn't stop there. He also announced the creation of a new cooperative insurance company. This company will take responsibility for providing insurance to all cooperative institutions across the country. He expressed confidence that in the coming years, this cooperative insurer could become the largest insurance company in the private sector. This is a bold and historic step. Now, let's take a quick look at commercial banks. These banks are built purely for business purposes, with profit as their primary goal. In such banks, a customer is often treated as just a number, receiving service only if it's considered profitable. Yes, commercial banks offer modern conveniences like net banking, mobile apps, credit cards, and forex, but they also come with complexities. For small traders or rural customers, these banks can feel intimidating due to lengthy rules, documentation hassles, and lack of personal interaction. Getting a loan from a commercial bank isn't easy. They rely heavily on CIBIL scores, collateral, and high interest rates. In contrast, cooperative banks offer loans based on trust and relationships because here, the bank and the customer know each other personally. But that doesn't mean commercial banks are bad. They also have their own importance, especially when it comes to large-scale services and corporate finance. But for the common people, especially in rural India, cooperative banking is the true solution. Now that the government is empowering these banks to be just as capable as any private or public sector bank, the question arises, shouldn't we also consider keeping our money in these banks? Amit Shah having an account in a cooperative bank is not just an inspiration, it's a signal, a direction. If the Home Minister of the country keeps his money in an institution that runs on cooperation and partnership, then the common citizen should also think about which banking system they want to be a part of. So the next time you go to choose a bank, don't go just by the brand. Think, does this bank understand your needs? Does it treat you like family? Can it be a partner in improving your financial condition? If you want the answer to be yes, then the doors of cooperative banking are open for you. Because these banks aren't just about money, they are built on trust. And maybe someday you too will proudly say, I also have an account in a cooperative bank.
If our video has taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources, news from various news agencies, opinion polls and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.